Welcome back to another episode of the RADelaide Summit podcast. This week, another copy and paste 20-hour week for Wang. I get lost on the trails and I didn't see the sound man, which is a bit disappointing. Queen LaQueefer squelches his way into the studio this week to talk about crashing and some new exciting opportunities for women in the Keystone cycling team. That didn't work. Alex is lame and more. Come along for the ride.
If you're new to the podcast and haven't listened before, each week we scour the Strava leaderboards watching you do your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the podcast whether you like it or not. There's a chance we might shame you, but we promise not to name you personally, and the odds are high that we'll probably just shame ourselves because we are not as fast as you. Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone going up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching their own goals. So, with that, let's introduce ourselves. We are your summiteers, Alex.
Hello.
Wang.
Hey.
Cashy.
Ciao, ciao.
And special guest, LaQueefer.
Squelch.
I am Frankie. Welcome, guys, and welcome, listeners, to another RADelaide Summit podcast episode. Oh, dear.
Look, as always, we need to know what's been happening on or around the summit this week. Starting with...
Mr. Wang.
Frankie, Wang's so important.
Wang, come on, tell us that you've done 20 hours on the bike. And
not this week. I didn't get to
Frankie,
the magical 20. I still got the 700k this week, but only 18 hours. So
Did you get fired?
No, not this week. Okay. I do start a new job tomorrow, so back to work from home. So back smashing the Zwift again at lunchtime. New job tomorrow, as I said. So no longer at hopefully I'll be able to start on 99 bikes as a casual and still continue there. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Asia 130 on Zwift yesterday. That was...
What's that?
I don't know, but they both looked broken yesterday.
Yeah, caught up with this guy for lunch and Cashys for lunch yesterday, but yeah, Zwift race.
Where's my invite, you fuck?
We put it in the chat. You must have missed it.
Oh.
Zwift race yesterday, 120k.
Yikes.
Yeah, it wasn't enjoyable. I only planned to do 2 hours, so I had no water, no food. And then...
You accidentally did 12.
And then I did the whole 120. We had
So
CBC.
3 hours.
Chicken Burger Connoisseur was on there.
Yep.
Cashy was on there, but he unfortunately had an internet dropout, so didn't finish the ride. And
was that with Telstra?
I tell you what, don't even get me started. NBN, it blows like a little bit of a leaf down, like, and then it drops out. I've got like one of those
1G.
adapters, and then, yeah...
I was disappointed when I saw the dropout and you went down to 0 watts. So
Write an angry letter. It'll go a long way.
get a credit. So yeah, not much else happening with me. So what about yourself, Frankie?
I haven't done much. I've had time off, thanks Queen LaQueefer. What have I done with that time off?
Back to work tomorrow?
Yes, back to work tomorrow. I went and saw the 1975 live. Yep. Cashy was there not with me, but he was in the area.
In the vicinity?
Yep. Sound man begrudgingly joined. I think he enjoyed himself.
Doesn't look like it. That face says anything.
You should have seen his face. Like, I was halfway through and I was like really getting into it. But then I looked to the side and he was just
I'm sorry, did you say 1975 live?
The 1975.
Which is what?
A band.
From...
1975, right?
And
No.
you don't know what FUBU is?
What? What? What's FUBU?
Like after 1975.
No, not the year. The band.
But were they founded in 1975?
No.
Oh.
No. The lead singer was born in 19... Are you fucking with me?
No,
Oh. So what are you talking about?
just asking, why is their name 1975 live?
No. The band's name is 1975.
Oh, and they played live.
And they played live.
Why is it 1975?
I don't know.
Okay.
When were they founded? 1975.
2003?
Well, they should be called in 2003
Yeah,
live.
why are they called 2003?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm sweating. Anyway, I saw them and it was great. And now I've just been playing them non-stop. And that's it. That's all I've done this week.
No
Is
riding,
that
no
why
running?
you're wearing a Chris Martin necklace around?
Well, I need to keep him close to my heart.
So you don't forget him?
Yes.
Didn't you bring us a house to look at?
Oh yeah, actually,
Update the people on your realty.
So, as the listeners may or may not know, or may care or may not care, I have been looking for a house, which has been very unsuccessful for the last 6 months. And in front of me, I wasn't actually supposed to bring this. I just slipped this in on my laptop because I need to fill it out. But I'm going to put in an offer for a house, which probably will fall through because
Is it a meth lab?
No, it's not. No, that's another house. Actually, all right, I digress. Looking for a house, went to this house first. It was amazing. I fell in love, obviously going to put in an offer. And then my parents were like, oh, hey, let's go to this house that's like, 5 minutes in Woodville, somewhere else. And, on real estate, it was coming up under the, $500,000 mark. And I was like, oh, okay, no worries. Anyway, it's all boarded up. And in the photos, they only show you the outside. So yeah, it just seemed a bit odd. And then we
Renovator's delight.
Yeah,
No
that's what it said
at all.
in the description. It said, "Oh, might need slight renovations." Anyway, we walk in, and it was an ex-meth lab or squatters because there was like this mural that said "Fuck SA Police" written in graffiti. There was like all the toilets were ripped up. There was like a hole in the ceiling, the size of the ceiling, and then my dad is just like,
ceiling.
Getting a hard on, just looking around being like, oh yeah, I can get Mario from down the road to do the concreting here. Oh man, I can get the plasterer from, my fifth cousin to do the walls. And I'm just like, great. So anyway, it started off as me buying a house, but now I think my parents are going to buy a meth lab. Yeah. Anyway.
So no bike or fitness.
No, not really. I've just been eating Krispy Kremes. But yeah, no, I haven't been just because of my brother. So we've just been in and out.
Shout out to Daniel.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out for Daniel. But anyway, moving on. Kyashi.
Cash wire.
I also, Monday. Was that only Monday? Jeez. A couple of bike rides. Went to saw the 1975
What did
live.
you think? Were you good? I mean, were they good?
I was good. Yes, I was good. The support band was.
They were average.
Didn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were really good. Matt is a really good frontman, and he made some really good. He's got some good opinions. Let me just say.
He's a very tormented man, though. You can see him on stage. He has got
He's a performer, though.
Do you reckon he's performing?
Got a little... 100%.
So you think he's not actually clinically like depressed all the time and drunk?
No.
Okay.
Jeez.
So it was a performance.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
well, anyway, I think he's a hottie, so keep it up.
Yeah, he's cool. No, they put on a really good show.
I just love depressed, angry, sad men.
Jesus. Little bit of riding. I didn't run until today. Got lost on a trail for 17 Ks. It was pretty fun. And then
How'd you find it?
it was fun. It was great.
Because you did the 16 kilometers, am I right?
Yeah. So just a little bit over 16.
You go the wrong way.
No. Sols.
You didn't go the wrong way. You went the right way.
Yeah, went the right way. It was great.
Yep.
It's good views and I loved it. It was great. Good
Lovely.
weather. Yeah, it was awesome.
Cute.
What else did I do? I think that was it. Pretty chill. I did have lunch yesterday.
Romance.
Gangbang at Contour.
It was good. Shout out to Contour. They're bloody great.
Bags and breasts.
Yes.
The Cardi B went down a treat.
That's good. That's fried chicken with cheese. Mm-mm.
Delicious.
All right.
That's about it.
Buttermilk fried chicken.
Alex.
I've been pretty quiet.
That is an absolute load of shit.
I'm actually doing double echelons and gym and riding and not putting anything on Strava.
Why?
Why not? Because it
Very
annoys this
fucking
guy.
encouraging, Cashy.
And also been back on the renos at home, which is good to see some progress.
What renos you doing?
Flooring.
Where?
In the whole house?
Yeah, down towards the new bathroom, which is operational. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie knows
Ready
some people she can hook you up.
Yeah. Mario and Guido and Johnny.
Ready for your special
cousin.
guest soon?
Ready for my special guest. Yeah.
Who's your special
I'm
guest?
actually getting a housemate.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Get out.
Well, it's not my brother.
Who's your housemate?
His brother's coming back to visit.
Wait, what?
You know he's got a brother?
No, so he's
brothers.
what? You have
And
two
a
brothers.
sister.
You have a sister. Do you have a mother?
Well, I did at some point if I don't have one now.
Oh dear, fuck. All right,
Yes,
cool.
Olga.
Oh yeah, same as my
Same,
mum's.
might be yours.
Okay, sorry, I digress.
Anyway, yeah, not a whole lot. Just getting through. Work's busy. It's fun.
Electrician life. Cool. Wow, Queen LaQueefer.
What's been happening?
Hello. I travelled during the week. It was very boring. I sent myself away, much like I send you away, Frankie.
I know.
Yeah.
He does it
not
to us.
enough.
I was in a coal-fired power station for the weekend.
That's
for the week. Yeah, it was great.
delicious.
So much fun.
Oh, God.
Where was that at?
Somewhere in Queensland.
Not the whole. What was that place you
No,
went to?
not that
I went to
one.
Moranbah. No,
That one,
separate
yeah.
place.
This one's closer, but they're still Queenslanders. They're just a bit special up there.
They are.
So,
Stoneman and
Both of these blokes are from
yeah.
Queensland.
Cashy are looking at each other with a side eye.
Queenslander fucks.
Pull your bus.
We love
so yeah, no
daylight
riding for
savings.
me, unfortunately. We'll cover that later, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so.
Mainly due to lack of, motivation, perhaps. But
Lack of sunshine.
yeah,
Lack of daylight hours.
yeah, yeah. And then today, I'll do a little shout out to my better half. It's now flower season. So
Oh, damn.
Here we go.
Sonia Stems, look her up on Instagram.
Mhm.
Yeah, on the tools today, snipping flowers.
Yeah.
Got a big wedding next weekend, sliking related.
Oh,
Nice.
Maybe they're listeners, we don't know.
Of course they are.
Who's getting married?
Hey?
What are their podcast names?
I'll have to look them up, actually.
Finger
They'll
punch
set
of
a
the fart
time.
box.
They'll have a set a time.
Probably.
But yeah. And that's about it, really. And then, prepping for tomorrow. Very exciting.
Prepping for today.
what?
Oh,
For the
yeah. Well, this is
podcast.
actually the second run. Remember
Second
when
run.
Remember when I didn't come that time?
Oh, that's
I was
right.
meant to
For
invite her.
listeners, so Queen LaQueefer's job is to schedule, and he didn't schedule that one in very well.
Well, I made it. That's the main thing. Isn't
yes,
it?
yes,
Adelaide
he
they're
did.
over.
Yeah. All right. Well, going on to the general discussions for the week. So we thought it'd be a good idea to actually cover the. What do you want to do?
I
Roubaix?
just want to hear what you thought of it now that you watched it.
Okay, so I actually watched it.
Which one
Listeners,
did you watch?
Did you
Flanders or
really?
the Paris-Roubaix?
No, I watched the Roubaix,
Roubaix.
the men's one.
Yep.
So not the-
And
not
I
the-
know I watched the whole, maybe half of the thing from the beginning. What, actually, Soundman,
So
can you
from
confirm?
Paris.
How long did I watch?
Two.
The middle.
There was probably, 60, 70 Ks to go.
Yeah.
The best part.
That's a solid effort,
Is it
everybody.
the first time the sound
Considering
man has
I-
spoken on the potty? No?
No.
Okay.
So
That was his
anyway,
taboo.
for those who don't know, because now I'm educated, the Roubaix is a long bike ride with a bunch of men, and they are riding their
And women.
bikes. Well, I'm talking about both men and women. Sorry, I'm just talking about the one that I
The
watched.
Femme Avac Swift was also on.
What's that?
The Paris-Roubaix, powered by Zwift.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so they have different grades of cobblestones from 1 to 5 stars.
I'm impressed.
Right?
Look at you
I
go.
watched
Oh, here we
it.
go. What's the 5-star rating? What
it's
colour's
black.
that? Oh, that's right.
Yes.
What's the name of the
She's
cobbled
self-quizzing you.
section that goes through the forest?
Come on. This is an easy one.
It's
There's a winery down south.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Gobbleton.
I've never been to Gobbleton.
Oh, you picked one of Frankie's loves. She's really into the wineries.
I didn't know where that was going. I'm like, gobble?
That was a pure stab in the dark. So I don't know. What is it called?
Arenberg Forest.
There's a winery down south.
Arenberg Forest.
The most popular.
Forest.
Well,
Section.
anyway, I was watching that and it looked quite hauntingly haunted. It was all sticks and shit. So anyway, my mum was actually watching with me too because we were watching the live stream and she was just sitting on her phone, and then as soon as the cobblestones came up, she stopped watch and she was like, why do people do this? And then once the cobblestones finished, she went back on her phone. So she was highly entertained. But anyway, they were going very, very fast. So I was paying attention.
How fast
They were
was going around those corners at some points.
I can't believe they were holding 60 kilometers per hour for,
They were going faster than that into Arenberg Forest. They hit 70 at least.
Into little
is that like 800 watts just constantly
It was
forever?
the fastest ever.
Fastest ever. They had
They
Like
Sure.
over a kilometre, I think.
Just over 45
Yeah,
k
from
an
the
hour.
previous record.
So they've smashed the record by a
but that's
kilometre.
They had a
An hour.
massive
average
tail.
speed overall, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, say that again.
So for your crit race, you might average 35.
Yeah.
Average 36, but this is for the...
It was 46k an hour average for
Yeah.
5.5 hours.
That's insane.
Fastest ever race, yeah.
5.5 hours. I saw we had some Australians in there. We had Kellogg's.
Yeah.
We also had...
He had a crash, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did have a crash.
Had a lot of mud on him.
And we also had green eggs and ham.
Yes. He got the last minute call up. He only found out on Friday that he was racing.
Oh,
Did he get
really?
through?
Finished
Yeah, sweet.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Flew straight to France from Girona. Didn't ride the course. Most of the teams will do a recon like the day before.
Here you go.
He just goes,
no.
you're in, flew there the day before.
I'll smell the cheese, eh? Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what? Huge kudos to Green Eggs and Ham then, because doing a course without actually practicing it
And
beforehand.
doing that course.
Especially
Doing
that
that
course
Yeah.
where you're like slipping and sliding and dying and frying, you know, like, phew.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me. Got an ATV.
Sorry, what's his
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Sorry, who are we talking
Queen
about?
LaQueefer
Queen
Thank you.
LaQueefer.
has an ATV.
Yeah, because Mads
Better blur that one
Pedersen,
out.
Mads Pedersen was doing motor pacing the day before behind
the
a quaddie.
on the dirt road.
at 60
I think I saw
an
that.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need a quaddie to do some motor
Yeah.
It
pacing.
was a pretty good looking quad though. It's better than
Yeah, it was
mine.
a big one.
Well, he's
Yeah.
not going fast on the dirt, and I'm going to hit the brakes anyway at 25.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so what else should we cover about the Roubaix? Because
The
that's all
women's
I
one
can...
was awesome as well.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
The women's one was the day before.
Yes.
The
So
Canadian girl.
Yep.
who were the
She's a
Australians?
TikTok sensation.
We had Amber in
Amber
Amber
Payne?
Payne, yeah.
10th
Yeah, she
overall, I
finished
think. 10th or 11th?
top 20. It
Okay.
was
That is amazing.
14th
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something in her first race.
Yep.
I don't know what other.
Did we have... I can't say her name.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, she
She
did.
was in
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Yeah, Maeve was in there.
Oh, well, fuck. I just
Well, I don't
whispered
know
it
her
for
fucking
no
body
fucking
name.
reason.
We're talking about pro bike races here.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, she finished as well. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that Canadian chick, she was in the break all day and just driving the break.
Is it
They
true?
got within like 8 seconds.
Yeah, that was so
and then
close.
It just blew back out again. So
Is it true that they only covered the last half of the women's
yeah,
race?
it's only 160. The
Okay.
women aren't
Why
allowed
is
to race.
that?
They're not allowed to race as long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they've got maximum distances that women are allowed to race
That's still pretty
at the moment.
fucking
But that's
hefty
still, they
effort.
do majority of this. I think there's 30 kilometres of cobbles for them or 28 as opposed to
54. I think.
50 or something in the men's.
Do you know what dictates the level of ratings for the cobblestones?
I
Yeah, big
presume
day.
like how much they stick out the ground, like
Yeah.
all that shit. How
Age.
slippery
How
the
likely
section
you
is,
are
yeah.
to crash.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like
Did you
I've
see
seen-
the prize of an actual cobble when they hold it up? Did you see? The
So they
size of it?
actually just dig
Yeah.
it out the ground. Wait, hang on. So the big rock
That's a
That's a
cobblestone.
cobble.
that's in the ground.
Yeah,
Mm.
they used to
Holy
lay
shit,
them by
man.
hand millions of years ago.
There's that, if you actually have a look at some of the gaps between the cobbles, they're like a Coke can.
Holy
Gaps.
shit. So you would the flat tire after flat tire.
Yep. And also they got goats to eat the grass out of the Ironberg forest. I thought that was hilarious.
Wait.
Lance Armstrong, like real goats.
Yeah, actual goats. Yeah, not goated. Yeah.
Why did they get goats to do that? Was that for aesthetic or what? Aesthetic?
No,
Clickbait, maybe?
Make it harder.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's shit.
That's bad.
That was bad.
God. Oh my god.
Sandman's like, dads, fucking shut up.
Not even a dad. He's only a fur dad.
Anywho, why don't you deep dive into the queef with some questions?
Oh god. All right. Maybe we should let Queen LaQueefer here just quickly introduce yourself to our listeners. So maybe just tell like people a little bit about like what you do and you know your cycling. Maybe just do what do you do with your life?
What?
This isn't on the run sheet.
That's all right.
I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah. What do I do with my life? I'm your boss.
But she doesn't listen.
Yeah, she doesn't listen.
You regret that
yeah, she's
decision
kind of
every
pointless.
day.
Anyway, yeah, no.
Daily.
Yeah, so I run Keystone
Yep.
Project Advisory,
Yep.
and we provide project management services, which usually send people to sleep. It's a really good way to get out of talking to people at parties. When they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, when you just like 2 seconds later, you're free and clear.
Yep, exactly. It's a good chastity belt.
Yeah. But no, I been into cycling for quite a long time. I think you were still in diapers when I started riding, Frankie.
Hang on.
Last week.
So when did you start riding then?
Actually, I did it on the back of giving up team sports because they're terrible.
Yeah.
Because I'd injured myself.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic? 2005, I started racing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's like how many years? I can't maths. 20.
It's about 18 years.
18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why?
OG, original gangster.
And so you've kept it up, obviously, because you love it.
Yeah, for sure. It's the best thing. Like, it's a great decompression. Like, I'm just a better person when I ride.
Therapy.
Yeah, it's excellent. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything better to spend my time riding through the hills, which has led me to my other thing that I do now, because I'm now a flower farmer.
Yes. And
Yes.
how are you finding that?
It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the side hustle alongside all the other things that you do with your life.
Lots of other hustles. Yes. No, busy person. But yeah, it's bikes are always there. Always will be.
Okay, I like that. Well,
What sort of flowers do you grow?
Amazing.
Native flowers. So they're native to South Africa, but they grow really well here because we.
Yep.
So
Similar climate.
proteas, leucadendrons.
Oh, yep.
The sort of like native bunches you see in the supermarkets. We do all them.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Sonia Stems on Instagram.
Sonia Stems on Instagram.
Yeah.
Very
Chuck her a
pretty.
follow.
Well, before we dive into the whole cycling thing in more detail, I should ask you,
Here we go.
Here we go.
how did you feel when you find out what your nickname was?
Well, Frankie. Well,
I think we all know this.
now
Yes.
this was back in the early days of the podcast.
Yes.
I believe
3 episodes in.
Yeah, I got Queen LaQueefer. So I felt a little bit violated at the time. I was thinking you were going to, I'm like, oh, Frankie might hold me in like high regard or whatever. But, no, I was expecting like something different.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I've seen her laugh so hard when that name came out.
I know.
But, like,
That's
now-
Luke's. I'm like, I don't think that's Luke's.
yeah.
That wasn't even my idea. It was Alex's.
Oh, well, there you go.
But then I was like, that's
I don't
it.
think so.
Oh, here we go. Transfer of blame. No, I think I've come to accept it now.
Yes.
Great to
I
love
must say.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm
So you come to accept it?
well, it's got nothing to do with the name, does it?
Well, you know, for those at home, like we've just mentioned, Queen LaQueefer is actually my boss. So that means he pays my wages. And when I walked into the office and I saw his reaction at work the next day, I reckon me, Josh and Alex were actually going into damage control. Like I literally saw my life and my career flash before my eyes.
HR involved?
HR was
No,
involved. I
HR.
reckon there's some emails and messages.
I was like, did you get a first and final?
I can tell you lots about those.
9th first and finals.
9th and final.
No, but no.
I went home and slept on it for a few nights.
Yeah. But people were loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just
Anything for the people, Frankie.
I'm just really glad you've warmed to it, or else that would have been awkward. But anyway, so back to cycling. So we obviously work at Keystone Project Advisory, and you're probably the main reason why I ended up starting cycling. 'Cause,
You're
you know,
welcome.
you had the team, and you were very much just like, get off your lounge chair, come on, get on your bike.
Your lounge chair is in your first bike that
Yes.
you brought to work, and
Yes.
I said that's not going to stay around.
It was
Get rid of
the
that.
Read a
the
carry.
Read a carry.
No,
no,
it was
before
no,
that,
before that.
It
flat,
was-
flat bar hybrid.
Oh,
Yep,
Righto.
that was bad.
And she told me that she did a triathlon on it. I'm like,
Triathlon on a flat.
I'm all for like encouragement, and I love seeing all sorts and everything, like climbing hills and whatever. But there's a little part of me sometimes when people are like, I did a triathlon on that bike. Like, are you fucking kidding?
Yeah, I'm insane. Yeah, no. So yes, Queen LaQueefer is one of the main reasons why I got into the whole shebang, because he
You got
owns his
it,
own
so-
cycling team. So for those who do local racing, there is a women's and men's team. So Keystone Cycling Team. How long have you actually had the teams around for?
well, I first started sponsoring a team under my other old business. Back in 2014 was our first year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you decide that you were going to start sponsoring
Tax
a team?
write-off.
Well, initially tax write-off.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, I could get some free kit, like tax-free kit. And Channing Tantrum was the lead instigator in hassling me to get some tax-free kit. So then that snowballed into starting like an elite men's team in the first ever Super Series back in the day.
In 2014.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was like,
What
I
was
think
the
it was
team
like
called?
12 years, 12 rounds, I think, that we did back then.
What was the team called then?
It was GBA Projects.
Okay.
It's a very original, just the company name, if you like. But we were like the French national team kit colours.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
And you've had a team in every single year since, haven't you?
Every year,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think the kit is probably one of the nicest
Well, now
ones.
the blue and yellow.
Yeah.
It
Can't
is
change
nice
that.
kit.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the company logos.
I do like the French. The French colours are pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty banging.
What were the French colours?
Are you questioning your employment right now?
I'm very used to this. Don't worry.
What are the French colours?
I thought French was red and white.
It is. And
It is and blue.
No, but we're Keystones.
old-
Yeah, these
The
black
old
colours.
team. The old team
Sorry.
before Keystone. I think
Is it
Peter's
like yellow
questioning
and blue,
his.
like South Africa?
Soundman, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, no, he's just
No,
absolutely
nothing. He's just
embarrassed.
shaking his
No,
head.
he doesn't want to say anything. Oh god. Anyway, so as I said before, so you have men's and women's teams. So
Yeah.
what are the grades that you have for men's at the moment?
At the moment, we've got 2 old farts teams. So we've got Masters 1, which is not really... Well, I think it's a lot harder these days than it used to be. So you've got all of the people who think that Elites is too hard because there's like children like half their age racing and destroying everyone. So then people
You
who
mean
are
Bicycle
still...
Express?
Yeah. Oh, very... I wouldn't
Stab.
Yeah, they're
I'll say
very talented people still, like, just stepping down for something a bit easier, but then it just lifts up the difficulty levels.
Yep.
Yeah.
So still incredibly difficult. So yeah, Masters 1. We got Masters 2 for the, more less trained people,
yeah.
and then we have the women's Cat 2 team.
Very nice.
So just the 3 at the
Are
minute.
you looking to expand any of them?
I would love to have more people
More
participate.
like across the board?
The women's Cat 2 team.
Yeah.
Shout out,
Frankie.
to everyone listening.
Yes. Well, the listeners know that I was just the honorary mascot, and now
Oh, you're not in the
we are.
mascot. You're in the team now.
I'm in the team now.
Yeah.
So we're obviously looking for some more women to join the team at the moment. So what does that entail? What would you say to
There
listeners?
need to be women to start with.
Yes. Like what's the criteria, and what are you looking for someone to be a good fit into the team?
Well, the first criteria is that you have to be a good person.
Good
I think.
person.
Okay.
That
So
is
Wang, you
generally-
fuck off.
Actually, I bloody rate that. 'cause
It's true
really-
though. It makes
yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
You don't want to be racing with selfish assholes.
Yeah.
So
Everyone has to date has been handpicked.
Nah, you-
Wang's just sitting here, just like
in his defense, at heart, beneath the cavity, that there's a heart or something there. He's a good one. You just got to dig real deep.
yeah.
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 Don't look at me.
Jesus Christ.
Look at me.
Because he's looking at you with love and affection.
All right. Continue.
So yeah, and people who want to get involved and race. So
Yep.
people who have a passion for cycling, like I mentioned before. Like I like riding, I like cycling. Just generally, it fits into my life. It makes me a better person.
Yep.
And yeah, want to share that with people who feel the same.
Yep.
Whether or not they're trying to use it as a stepping stone, or they're just just want to get out and get amongst it and have a good time with everyone.
Would you have to say you have to have some level of fitness? Because I was concerned that I was not fit enough, but somehow managed to scrape through. So
Well, a bit of experience in riding is essential, obviously.
Yeah, okay.
Racing's not. You can't just stump up to the race
Just-
and expect to finish the first go.
yeah, okay. And
And
is
if-
there any incentives that we can offer people, or is it just come on, get on board?
Well, yeah, I guess the usual, we mainly target the Super Series is our
Yep.
main sort of events. All the race entries and kit all provided for that.
Yep.
Also support financially some other aspects of racing for everyone.
Yep.
You get the best kit in Adelaide. We're also exploring a few new options for the upcoming season, like some structured training for newcomers with larger, organised training rides with the rest of the team.
Yep.
And well, I don't know what else.
Oh, we're just really trying to get the junior women's up and comers come through.
Up and comers, and get exposure to racing.
Yeah.
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 So,
That's cool.
I really, really want to drive especially the women's side of things.
Sorry, I'm just looking at your hand.
So yeah, I think participation is the main thing. So get people racing, and then they can experience how much fun it is.
Yeah. Okay. So for the listeners, if they're interested, how do they get in contact with you? What's the best way? Do they contact the podcast, and then I can just
you can contact the podcast, or you can send an email to cycling@keystonepa.com.au.
Sweet. And then
and then Frankie will answer that. Working hours probably.
No. Definitely.
So yeah, you speak about Keystone being heavily involved in the Super Series. So we've spoken about the Super Series on the podcast before. So there is multiple races that happen during September, October, would you say?
Over a couple months.
There's meant to be 10 rounds, but I'm hoping for more, I think, but depends on the calendar really. Now that we used to be driven by the tour, or trying to get everything done before the tour, but now we've got the V8s to mix with the venue, the crits and
We
everything.
had the
So
Worlds last year. That was what
Worlds,
held us
yeah.
up, yeah.
There's a few other factors I think that the organisers have to take into account, but yeah, usually 10 rounds of organised racing.
Yep.
It's really good incentive for people who don't necessarily have like a robust training program, but it's a good little thing to chuck in your calendar and train for. Yeah.
It is
Look at
good.
these two.
Wang was just trying to burp really subtly instead of going.
Oh, so funny.
Speaking of races, crits.
Yes.
I love crits.
Let's talk about crits.
Well, that's one of the races in the Super Series. Obviously, you got commisses, your road races, and crits. So
TTs.
They used to have a team trial.
That was delightful.
What do you reckon? You good?
Apart from the
one out of
last
Swamp
minute
Road.
of it where you go up that.
I like that hill.
Yeah, you do.
Stanford,
Yeah.
amazing.
The Lenswood one's the best one. They need to bring it back.
With TT bikes.
Yes,
No
with
TT
fucking
bikes.
fuck off with TT bikes.
You didn't even wave. You can't even take your hands off handlebars.
Fuck up.
anyway, so I reckon we're going to start talking about crits a little bit, guys. So
Did you ask ChatGPT what this was?
I did. I typed into
ChatGPT.
Google, what is a crit? I copied and pasted Wikipedia, the first 3 lines. So if anyone wants to sum up what a crit is, other than me reading out this
No, I want you to read it
ChatGPT
out.
stuff, I don't know. Does someone else want to explain what a crit is, or am I going to have to make a fool of myself? Queen LaQueefer, please
You're
save me.
used to doing that.
No, you're the newest entry into this crit racing, Frankie. Why don't you
all
help the
right,
fans out?
guys. So a criterium or crit is a bike race consisting of several laps around a closed circuit. The length of each lap or circuit ranging from about 400 meters to 10,000 meters. Race length can be determined by a number of laps or total time. The winner is the first rider to cross the finish line without being lapped. So that's a crit,
job.
everybody.
That's
Thank
crit
you.
racing.
Yes.
Yep.
So if anyone didn't really understand what that was, just Google it and
Most
you'll
people
find
that
out.
are listening would probably understand.
So
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
usually they race to time across the grades.
Yeah.
And then you get 2
Then
laps
plus
to go.
2 laps
Yes.
or
Yeah.
3
Yes.
laps.
Laps
Yeah.
is
Yes.
then can be a points race too.
Exactly.
Mm.
So
Are you going to race this year? Can
Uh,
we hold you accountable enough to be racing?
Well,
again?
I let my license lapse. I want to do Super Series, so I'm going to have to during winter, I think, because I don't think I'm going away anytime soon. So that means what?
6 to 8 hours a week. That's all you need.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Well, 5 hours a week is all I get.
Yeah, there you go.
5 hours
5 hours.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do that. No worries. I
You
did it
can.
before. I do it again. So
Done.
yes, fine.
All right,
I
got
will.
it here.
You heard it. Yes. Work, Alex.
Yes, I will do it. Are you going to do it, Luke?
Of course.
Even with your bunged up.
I've got to have something to
Oh.
look forward to.
All right. So, shall we start with some more questions? So on the topic of crits, I know you've told me in the past that crits are your favorite type of racing. Is that a truth or is that a lie?
Of course it's the truth.
All right. Why is that? Why do you like crits so much compared to everything else?
Because I'm really shit at the other disciplines. Because he doesn't like hills. I can't ride up hills to save myself. Have
Yeah.
you seen my Norton time? Yes. It's not that bad. It's not very good.
What did you say it is?
Like 1634.
That's nothing to sneeze about.
Well,
Yeah, well.
actually, I remember when I had to do when I did an 1830.
we had the bet.
Yeah, I know we had the bet. Let's not talk about that. I went
What
up.
was the bet?
It was that he was gonna learn how to play violin if I did Norton in under 18 minutes. I got to
I
1830.
didn't have to pay the bet.
No. But when I came to the office and I did an 1830, Luke was just like, no, that doesn't count because you got, what do you call it?
Paste.
But then I found out Luke did his PB with the whole Keystone team around him. So
They were not. They were not rubbish.
It was like the wildest first half K. It was ridiculous.
I picked way too early on
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, way too early.
Anyway, back to crit. So do you actually remember your first crit?
First one.
Yep. And where was it?
Ooh. Probably not the first one, but I remember that time of my life. I was...
Regency Park.
It's Regency Park, yeah. So we used to race
Good
out
old
there.
Agency.
Yeah.
Big course or small one?
Big course,
Big
yeah.
course.
Yeah. It was sort of mixed up, like either or. I had Cannondale Nicks, like shorts. Like
Ooh.
it was literally like, and they were the old school ones that you actually like had the chamois you dry your car with. Like in them, it was an actual chamois. It was horrific.
My
No
God.
bibs or anything. And like some like $5 jersey that I bought off like Gumtree or something.
What was the bike that you were riding?
I had a giant TCR with Shimano 105.
That was my first bike too.
Yeah.
Had Ultegra.
That was also
TCR.
the sound
Sick.
man's
Yeah.
first bike.
Yeah.
What is with the
Mine was
giant
blue.
TCLR?
Mine was white.
TCR.
There's some prick
Beautiful
stole from
things.
the fucking lock-up out the front of Grenfell Street.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Devastated.
So yeah, obviously you remember your first crit,
Mhm.
and you've been racing ever since.
Yep.
So you've obviously got some experience up your leg. No, that's not the saying. Up your arm.
Sleeve.
leg.
Sleeve.
Up your sleeve.
Yeah.
You know what's up his leg? And it doesn't squelch.
So you obviously have experience up your sleeve. So what are some tips that you would give to someone that hasn't raced before? You know, starting their first crit.
Before going to the crit, make sure that you spend time riding in a bunch.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing I think people don't do these days when they want to race is they just like lob up and then they're like, hey, I want to ride in a bunch.
Yeah.
And then they've never done it on the road. So like there's no, you know, back in the day, I'm part of the Port Adelaide Cycling Club.
Yep.
And we used to have like organised training rides leaving from wherever.
Yeah.
And we're all ride and practice and ride two abreast and pull turns and all sorts of stuff. But I don't think that really happens too much these days.
No, there used to be the Scuzzy bunch.
Yeah,
as
Scuzzy
well.
bunch. Yeah, we
That
did
was
the
a bit
Scuzzies.
wild.
Yeah.
I did it once, and I was like, Jesus Christ. But
There
I
was
mean,
mega bike. Ooh.
But I mean, a chop is probably quite for Wednesdays and Saturdays quite a big thing. But like, why not get out? Quick plug to those clubs, Port Adelaide or South Coast. Go out to do some motor pacing, like because you still got to roll turns.
So yeah, no, and my other tip is go buy yourself a track bike and ride on the track.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Amen.
Why?
So
Why?
if
You
you
learn how to ride your bike.
So if you don't
Learn how
have
to pedal.
brakes
Yeah.
Yep.
and you still have to ride in a bunch, and you're like sitting 5 centimeters off the wheel in front of you,
Delicious.
you get to you learn to read the race ahead of you to work out what's going to go on. So the skills that I reckon I've got from crit, like to racing crits, are all from track. There's no, you know, riding in a bunch in there. That's fine, but when you have the incentive of no brakes and the consequences of crashing your track bike, riding so close to other people,
So good.
the experience you get is the bomb. Like motor pacing at Edwardstown,
Oh,
we used to go out there and I don't know what a stage name is. Anyway, we used to follow behind and honking around at like 70 k's an hour, doing motor pacing, just like busting it out. It's so much fun, but it teaches you how to like read a race.
So then what are the problems then that can happen in a what do you call it?
hitting 100 kilo man.
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously braking's is a soft spot over
So
here.
you should not brake at Victoria Park.
Ever? Not even when you're going around the
There is
corner?
I
almost
concur.
no reason to brake on
There
that
is no
course.
reason to
Just don't
brake.
pedal around that corner
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how long your cranks are, but you should know where they are.
Okay, so no braking. What
No
else?
braking. Well, no. So you can brake. Like some instances, you can brake. Depends if you hit a headwind. But the biggest tip that I've got, which is something you learn in track, is always like have an out where your wheel's going to go. Right. So like, don't cross wheels if you have to. Like, why do people
What's
cross
crossing
wheels?
So
wheels?
if you've got someone's back wheel and you're
Don't overlap wheels.
overlapping them because you've got nowhere to go if they come over you.
So the reason that I'm handicapped at the moment
Oh yes.
is because someone crossed wheels.
Yeah.
Up there when the bunch like all bunched up really close and they didn't have an out, like it was just hectic, you know. And then they like touched wheels and then high sided themselves and I ran over the Man Mountain, and then
Shout out to the Man Mountain.
Yeah.
Good
Shout out to
work.
Man Mountain.
but it's because you didn't have an out, so like you should always be able to ride clear of where your problem is. So if you've got 3 or 4 people like in front of you, don't go sticking your wheel in the middle, like up behind them, because you can't go anywhere. You can't
But
go
if-
left, can't go right.
So theoretically then, if someone was to have a crash right in front of you, you should technically be able to avoid them in a bunch.
Technically, yeah.
If you're not crossed up, 99% of the time, if you've got your wheel overlapped someone, the back rider is going down.
Yeah.
Like if your front wheel gets chopped, you're going down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Very rarely will you get out of that safely.
Yeah.
So just don't do it.
Right. So obviously you raced at Vic Park a couple of weeks
It was
ago.
like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah. See, look, I've that's almost all healed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So walk us through what actually happened, because that's probably an example of what not to do in a crib.
Well, it was I raced C grade, so it's the hardest grade to race in, I reckon, just because of
Yeah,
the mix of
I'd
characters
agree
that
there.
you get.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
so you can get like these super duper fit people. Like this bloke, he's like winning.
Zwift
He's winning
experts.
like B grade off the front in solo breaks now, and came up through C grade, just like dishing it out. So it's hard, stepping stone, I guess.
Yeah.
And you can pretty much race it without training, like me. You know,
5 hours.
sub 5 hours a week, still can race C grade.
Yeah.
So the race was quite windy and quite a big bunch, but there wasn't a lot of people who were motivated to sort of string it out or whatever. So you get this sort of like concertina effect.
Right.
The rubber band. You can talk about the rubber band.
Yeah. What?
And then we were coming. Yeah. So people were like,
Did you hear that sigh? I get that all the time at work anyway.
Like, do I really have to fucking explain this?
So you get people who are motivated, and they'll put in a big effort, and
Yeah.
then the back will catch up, and then
Yep.
the pace on the front dies off, and then you get all squished together.
Yep.
So that's what happened along the front straight. So you get the stands, and then the front
the little
straight
dog
just
leg.
after the little like right hander.
Yep.
The pace just at the front just sort of evaporated, and then everyone at the back came charging
so
up
you
the back.
You just basically accordioned each
Yeah,
other.
accordion to each other. And then the Man Mountain was putting his wheel where he shouldn't,
Yep.
and then touched a wheel, and then he high-sided himself. So his bike went one way, and then he went the other.
Oh,
And
man.
then I just saw Man Mountain like laid out across the ground. Well, I'm still doing like 40 Ks an hour because I was on the left. I was out of danger near the grass.
Yeah.
And then there was Man Mountain
On the floor.
on the floor.
So do you run
I
over?
ran him over. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I like started to turn left, trying to like get out of trouble and go to the grass.
Yeah.
And then I just like flicked my bike off, and then I went into a big tumble, and then lost a bunch of skin. Didn't hit my head, thankfully.
Wear your helmets, everybody.
And then I, on the way down though, I smashed my hand into the ground quite hard.
Or
And of all the things that were hurting, like my hand was hurting the most.
It was
Yeah.
pretty rank straight
Yeah.
afterwards.
It was like black. Yeah, hand was
Almost
black.
It was
instantly.
black.
Yeah. And then just progressively got worse, and I finally got it scanned. And then, I've ripped a bunch of stuff in my wrist. So like the two bones in your wrist, like the outside and the inside aren't very well connected at the moment. So then, I got to get a date with the knife man tomorrow, and I'm getting it all fixed.
No.
So 4 to 6 months of rehab.
4 to 6 months of rehab.
Yeah.
And
What
then
is
Super Series.
Riding?
Hey,
Riding in Super Series, yeah, like what Alan said.
Ergo is going to be my new best friend. Trainer Road is the bomb.
Yes.
But
Best training platform in the world.
hashtag.
Shout out for a sponsorship.
So me and Trainer Road, we're going to become excellent friends because I'm going to have some restrictions on my driving and all sorts of life issues associated with that. So
So,
Left hand.
oh
I
my
know.
God.
what are you saying? I'm right-handed.
I'm left-handed.
You don't get it, do you?
I do get it.
Oh, okay.
Two though.
What? It's so small. So the moral of the story is don't be a dickhead or you're going to have to
Use
be
two hands.
Yeah.
or you're just going to have to be in rehab for 6 months.
No, generally, like, just don't be a dick. Like, it was unneeded. Like, it was a waste. Like, it was the biggest non-event. I've never seen anyone crash in a straight line before. Like, how is that
And that
possible?
was a big crash.
I was just
Like,
about to say the same thing. Yeah,
yeah,
there's
it's
quite
like
a few that went down.
There's two
Yeah.
people that are still very much not recovered from that and won't be for a long time.
Yeah. Not necessary. Does it make you want to go back to racing, or does it make you a little bit more hesitant?
Well, I raced 2 weeks later.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
tried.
God.
So once my skin healed, I tried to race again, but my wrist was no good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I was a little bit uneasy,
Yeah.
riding back again. Like, it won't change anything. It's just like, yeah, it's a big impact on my life, and just got something you got to deal with. But probably wasn't called for.
Yeah, okay.
I believe there was no damage to your bike either.
Oh, I broke my seat.
I see.
You broke your seat.
Have you seen how much those Specialized seats cost?
Well, actually, do you want to
Holy.
tell the listeners what
Do you want
bike you
those
ride?
3D?
One of them, the 3D ones.
No, just a power arc.
No, just Power Arc. Carbon
okay.
Power
Grams,
Arc,
yeah.
yeah.
Type of bike you got?
$17 billion.
I've got a Specialized Venge.
Group set.
SRAM Axis 12-speed. Zip 303s.
It wasn't damaged.
Favorite group set?
No.
No, do you have a favorite group set?
Campy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a campy man through and through. So this was my first venture outside the campy world, and I regret every second of it.
Why? What's the difference between campy and this one?
You get
Well, I
your
don't like the
thumb
hoods.
right in
SRAM
there.
hoods are shit.
Yeah,
Hate
okay.
them. Change them.
You get your thumb in there with the campy.
Yeah.
I thought you had SRAM.
Yeah, I have SRAM.
Is this so? But
But
I thought
I
you said
like
Shimano.
campy. Campagnolo.
Even the new
The Italian
Campagnolo.
one.
But you sound Russian.
Well, I haven't tried the EPS yet. New
Yeah, okay.
EPS, yeah.
Right.
But I made my decision based on because I ride Look, and at the time the Asioma pedals weren't out, so I needed a power meter, and then my world wouldn't be right if I had like a campy group set and then not campy cranks.
Yeah.
So I got the SRAM.
True.
Just to try it, just see what the other side's
Yeah,
like.
because there was Campy originally only had SRM, and then it went to Powder Max, and that
Yeah,
was
that's
about
right.
it, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but now you can get pedals. So
Delicious.
Power meters.
Love
All
it.
right.
but yeah, bike was uninjured because Venge is not a thing anymore. So that would have been very
I reckon
sad.
it will be.
Mm.
Well, on
Next
that
couple of
note,
years.
then,
Come back.
would you rather crush your own bike or crush a friend's bike?
Which one? How about we go? What about your bike? We'll crush your bike or my bike?
I know what the answer would be straight away. No, Alex, because you guys have been
Alex's
friends for
bikes.
millions of years.
I'd recover.
Like in a crusher.
Yeah, in the crusher. If
it
someone
was his
came
ex
to you,
work,
What's the
he'd say
consequence
the consequence is you
of
die.
like not making a decision?
You die.
Oh, I crushed my bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was.
yeah. I'm a nice guy, Frankie.
Yeah,
Come
okay,
on.
fair.
But we don't have your question on here. Wayne.
All right, what if it was my bike?
We'll get to
Yeah, I
that.
crushed mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute. That's good because I don't have mine insured. So,
Why have you not included my questions on here?
what are your questions? Go for it.
We
Just
just got
the
the
one.
one. Just the
What-
one.
oh, yes. Sorry. Okay.
Zinger burger,
Well, you
good or
haven't.
bad?
Hey.
Zinger burger, good or bad?
Ooh, it's been a while.
Has it? For Alex
Double
too.
zinger.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Double
Now we're
zinger and
talking.
large chips. That was my standard KFC order. If I have to go, double zinger, large
We'll get
chips.
on just fine.
Do you have a fast food chain of choice or a fast food? Like, what's your cheat meal?
What's your cheat meal? Yeah.
I don't really have one.
I think I know the
Oh.
answer to this.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
really?
actually,
Oh.
what, Little Bang?
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Bang.
Look at that. I
Little
answered.
Bang.
Is
Oh,
the
Little Bang
burgers?
Brewery.
Yeah, yeah. Little Bang. Have you had the cheeseburgers there?
I have.
Holy, they're good.
His eyes.
Yeah.
Little hot back, little
And
hot back
there's
sports drink as well.
There's a secret menu,
Yeah.
so you can actually
I
order
don't
triple.
actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so you just say, I want to access the secret menu.
You actually say that.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
give a secret handshake.
Well,
Have you
if you
ever
want.
you shake without the thumb. Try and
Yeah, yeah.
shake without a thumb.
Legit, every time we go there for work, lunch break during work, Luke is
secret
just like,
menu.
can I have the triple cheeseburger, please?
And
Delightful.
all right,
You have to remember that.
yeah, just down the road. Was that it?
Do it.
Shall we?
Shall we?
Shall we get into the main reason why we exist? So let's see what and who has been spinning up the summit this week, and check out the times for the folks who've been giving us a show. It might be the fast guys, it might be the slower ones, it might even be everyone in between. But like we said, we'll dive into their rides and the data a little bit more robustly, and then see, pardon me, and then we will see who and what caught Frankie's eyes, or Francesca 180 MSN.
Friend Cessna.
On the leaderboards, and some handpicks. Let's smash it.
Clint
Sweet.
LaQueefer is going to take us through the fastest man and woman this week.
Yes, you are.
Oh, this is a lovely spreadsheet, Frankie.
Do you like it? You know, Queen LaQueefer
proud.
has actually taught me all of my Excel skills. So
When does she get taught the X lookup? Because I'm sick of the V lookup.
I love XLOOKUP's a game changer.
Yeah,
What's-
she's probably. I know she's stuck
She's
in her
not up there
ways. Yeah, not up there
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
what's
Yeah.
XLOOKUP?
Oh
Yeah,
my
we'll cover
God.
that later. We'll talk, Frankie. I'll put it in your professional development plan.
I think I
That
need a
was
lot more
amazing.
in my professional development plan, to be honest.
All right, so the top man this week we have Mr. Consistent.
Again,
There he is.
he's
My arch
made
nemesis.
it.
Sounds like a pretty consistent kind of fella.
He is.
He's also the heartless man with no heart rate data. He's just living his best life.
Yeah.
The heartless
his
man.
power.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let me guess, 447?
No, that'd
No,
be
it's a
outrageous.
418 power.
400
No, that's lower than it
18
normally
watts,
is.
yeah. But he
That's
only
still-
had to do it for a solid 13 minutes and 33 seconds.
Still fast as hell.
So
Not too
50k ride length, so just out there for a little tootle and back.
Had his mates lead him out
Yeah,
again.
he does do that.
Yeah. So yeah, not too well. It's not too far off his PB, but yeah, definitely not trying. Well, he might have been trying, but we wouldn't know because we don't have his heart rate. And the top woman for the week, we have Pork Chop.
Do you like the name
Don't.
versus the real name?
I love it. It's fantastic.
I don't like it, so that's okay.
So Pork Chop managed a 1652 on a brief ride of 31 kilometres. Pretty close to PB territory here.
Oh,
Noting
only
that her
like
PB is only
21 seconds.
1 second slower than me.
Oh my God.
That puts a little... Yeah, I'm setting myself a new goal for the summit, by the way.
So what is
Oh,
the
really?
goal?
Wants to go,
Tell,
yeah.
tell
We
the listeners.
So I'm trying to shave a minute off my PB.
fuck.
right?
Jesus.
So that is my mission. So
Was
the
there a due
motivation...
date?
Well, yes, the end of the financial year.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
Well, that's going to be upon us soon, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's going to get pushed out a little bit because of my date with the knife man tomorrow.
Yeah.
But after that, that's my motivation, is to give you guys a little bit of content.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
And does that mean I have to learn
15:30.
violin?
That doesn't count.
Okay.
I'll make you learn X-Will Cup instead.
All right, I will take us through the men from the 15-minute bunch this week, and that kicks off with, what is this? Otter Le Chaos.
Utterly chaos.
Yeah. 1308, mate. Utterly Chaos with a 15:10 as part of a 28-kilometre ride.
I'm sorry. What? I'm so confused. Someone is losing their shit. What's happening? What?
We just found Alex and his extra cash jobs.
Is that you, Alex? Hot slot takes huge monster cock.
Oh my God.
Anyway, moving on. Lactation Sensation with a 15:33 as part of a 91k day. 296 watts with 158 beats per minute.
Fucking hell.
Coming in at third place, Cleet Torres. He's the Spanish guy.
appropriate.
Yep. 54 kilometers, 15:34 for time, no power or heart rate. Fourth place, Ryan Seacrest with a 15:58, 35k day, 319 watts for 15:58.
That was a man on a mission, I
That's a
reckon.
man. That's big.
Right to the bottom, right to the top, right home.
And lastly, Sticky Stickman 15:59. I'm a nice biscuit. Sorry, Alex. As part of a 50k day.
That's an inside joke. I don't know if I should explain it or not.
Alrighty, women.
All right,
The Wang.
to compose myself after seeing that. Jesus. All right, so we've got the women here from the 22-minute group. Coming in, we've got Hillbilly. The hell
I
is
don't
that
even
name?
know what that
Shoemander.
word is.
Shoe-
What is
Hillbilly
a shoemander?
I don't know. I just made a word up.
Like,
Clearly.
that's a shoe and a salamander.
Yeah, like a shamander. I think it's actually a Harry Potter thing, to be honest. Yeah, I think so.
All
Pretty sure
right.
that's a salamander.
Oh.
Anyway.
So on a 60-kilometre ride with no power, no heart rate, time of 22 minutes and 12 seconds. Next we have Hodgepodge on a 40-kilometre ride, so probably possibly targeted. 22:17, not too far off of their PB of 21:05, 116 watt average.
Very low watts.
Yeah, she must weigh 30 kilos. Then we have Quizzical Dog with a... Have we got a 1 second PB here? Have we got a one? Frankie.
Sorry, I was
getting
just
told
getting
off.
told off by the sound man.
Reamed by the
I'm
sound
putting
man.
Chris Martin in my mouth.
She's got reamed, not in a good way.
Okay, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, we've got a PB.
Have we got a PB?
Yes.
22:30 for this lady. Well done. On a 58-kilometre ride, 162 beats per minute, so pushing it. Well, here we go. We've got Chris Martin's right nipple next after that. So on a 29-kilometre ride, 22:34 with an average heart rate of 156. And last but not least, good ride, 110 kilometres, average power, of 171. We have Eileen Ulick with a time of 22:44, quite off their pace of their PB of 16:03. Cashy.
I think that was on a gravel bike too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
Good work.
Frankie, you've got a hand pick for
I
us.
do have a hand pick. So
and a
I was
special
just
mention.
Yes, well, I was just scrolling through Strava, stalking everybody like I normally do, and I come across a very familiar name. So
Never heard of
this
him.
person has actually been a very integral follower since the very, very first episode that came out. So this person's actually donated twice to the podcast.
Oh, really?
Under the name Screaming Cinquecento, I think.
Cinquecento.
Yeah, I'm all Italian gone.
Wow.
But I'm not going to give this person that nickname because I think they deserve their own. But big shout out to Bonk de Blanc, who's done a 23:44. Their PB is 16:09, so that's 47% decrease compared to their PB. They did 173 BPM and
Holy shit.
221 watts of power on a 57-kilometre ride. So just a big shout out to this person. Yes, Bonk de Blanc. Thank you for being a very supportive supporter of the podcast.
Wow.
Committed.
Yeah, a committed supporter of the podcast. He's also
that's
very
nice.
nice to talk to. So thank you very much, and enjoy your shout out.
Good work, Mr.
Thank
Bonk.
you.
All right. Cool. All right, let's recap on the week. What have we got? Not heaps going on, looks like.
No, not this Saturday coming, but in the following week. So
Oh,
I've
the
sort of
next,
jumped ahead
the
a
next,
little
the
bit.
next. All right, cool. So what do we got? Kilkenny
Yeah.
Cookie Club. So on the 25th of April, we have the Navy Cup. I'm going to say it's a track.
Yes, Hanson Reserve. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Is that on the day of the Anzac?
That is Anzac Day.
What
yes.
else is happening on that day?
Oh,
Might be doing an Everest,
Oh,
possibly.
Really?
Yeah.
Where and why?
Alp de Pat.
Hang on. Is that Glenelg?
got him.
I'm glad you knew. I'm glad you knew that one.
He's got to hold it in. Hold it in.
He's got water in his mouth. Spit it out.
It's going to be a few reps.
No, but seriously.
Wollonga.
Wollonga. Where's that?
Hill. Wollonga.
Wollonga.
In Wollonga.
What are the French colours?
Goomaraka.
Wollonga Hill on Anzac Day with a couple of other guys.
Okay. What's the plan?
Climb
do an Everest.
8,848
Do you
meters.
as in, are you going to do any prep? Like, are we going to be packing
I'm just gonna
stuff? Are
rock
you going
up
to have
there. Might
cashy?
carry one bin and one gel. We'll just wing it.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you.
Have fun.
That is wild. Also on Anzac Day, Mangimbier Cycling Club. They also have a Soldiers Memorial
Club race. I
Club
think it was.
race.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Also, what have we got? SA Masters Games Thursday, the 20th through to the 23rd at the Copper Coast. Okay. Are you racing that?
No, Noms and everything have closed, but I just thought I'd just shout it out a little bit there.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Nice. Another South Coast Cycling, the Junior Tour. So this is to take the place of the Centrals tour.
And that NUMS, as of last night, is still open if you're a junior and keen to get amongst that. I think it's 4 stages over 2 days.
That is bloody great.
A couple of road races.
Through the vineyards, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Good work. 1JC too, I think. Last but not least, we have coming up, so not in April, but North. Wow.
Northwood.
It is North.
Northwood
on the 13th and 14th of May. We have the annual Riverland Classic, which is affectionately known as Berry.
True to Riverland.
Berry. So yeah, that's happening soon as well. What else do we have?
You doing it?
Don't know.
Don't know yet. I'm not doing it. That's my birthday.
Oh.
And it's Mother's Day on the 14th.
Yeah, if I was a smart man and parent, I would not. Yes. Okay.
So
Alex.
Wang's going to be there.
Wang's going to be there.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
So you'll be busy with flowers on Mother's Day, surely.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy this week.
Is
of
that
the year.
peak season? Yeah.
Day of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll just be sick of flowers by the end of the day.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between. If you've enjoyed yourselves, why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast app or
Ding.
access all our
sorry.
episodes.
We're a bit early on that one.
YouTube comes up afterwards, Frankie. Okay, please subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Ding!
Don't forget to tell your friends and share it with everyone.
We are also over the socials, all over the socials, where we'll give you updates, info, let you know when new episodes are available, along with other podcast news information. And if you want to support the podcast, head to our Buy Me a Coffee page. And if you donate, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast next week.
We'd love your feedback and to know your thoughts, so hit us up and let's have a chat through our Facebook or Instagram page, or shoot something through to our email, RADelaidesummer@gmail.com. And with that, I don't have a comedic outro, but...
If River... No, I won't.
No, you go. Go. Cashy.
that
If River what?
No, that's not appropriate.
We will see you all out on the summit this week, okay?
Oh, okay.
Goodbye.
Not me. Bye.
Bye.